Hey there, welcome to the video. Imagine this, a single book created once, bringing in over $1,400 every single month in passive income. Sounds pretty nice, right? Well, it's not only possible, it's what's happening to many KDP publishers, and today I'm going to show you how you can do it too. Now, if this is your first time, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online, whether it be through Amazon KDP or other online businesses. So if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, let's get right to it. Now, if you're not familiar, low content books are one of the simplest ways to break into Amazon KDP. We're talking about journals, planners, logbooks, and yes, even coloring books. These types of books don't require pages of written content, and yet they're always in demand. So today, I'm going to walk you through a specific niche that's generating an extra $1,416 per month for one seller. That's over $17,000 a year from just one book. And the best part is that it's not a niche that's overly saturated or complicated. In fact, I'll show you how you can get started creating this type of book so you can get one up and running on Amazon in no time. Now, before we continue, if you're new to KDP or feeling unsure about the process and you want to avoid the common pitfalls many beginners make, I've created something for you, my KDP Royalty Roadmap. This free guide walks you step by step through everything you need to know to create and publish your first book on Amazon the right way, whether it's avoiding duplicate content, designing a book from scratch, or ensuring that your work meets KDP's guidelines. This guide has you covered, even if you're a total beginner. So if this sounds like you, I'll leave the link down below. Now let's think about it. Creating something once and letting Amazon handle the heavy lifting like printing, shipping, and even customer service. That's the beauty of passive income. And the best part is that you don't need to be an artist or a designer or a marketing expert. With the right tools, the right niche, and a bit of effort, you can get started today, even if you're a total beginner. So in this video, I'm going to take you step by step where you'll learn how to identify profitable niches that aren't saturated, the simple tools I use to create professional quality interiors, and most importantly, how to avoid common mistakes that can cost you time and money. By the end of this video, you'll have all the information that you need to start creating your own low content books and potentially build a stream of passive income that works while you sleep. Now, I'm here on Amazon taking a look at the debt payoff planner niche. And the first thing that you're going to see is this purple bar. This is basically in all my videos that I do. This is called Titan's Quick View. It's a free KDP research tool that you can download off of the Chrome web store. So feel free to do that so you can follow along. It gives you a lot of good information. For example, it gives you a niche score using their own algorithm right here. It also gives you the exact total results. So this one is not going to show it because it's below 1,000. But if this was over 1,000, it's going to give you the exact number as opposed to Amazon, which just gives you a generalized number that says like over 1,000, over 2,000. It also gives you the exact match, which means how many books here are ranking for this keyword in their title. So we see 29 out of 48. This is on the first page. And then there are 31 KDP books, also known as independently published books, here on the first page. Average bestsellers rank 404,000 and the average reviews 472. Average price $8.64. So all of these numbers look pretty good. But what I really look for when I'm looking to a niche to see how potentially profitable it is I'm looking for three specific things. Number one has to do with the competition. And so there's no point putting a book up on Amazon in an overly competitive niche. So what I'm looking for are search results that have about 1,000 or less, because this is going to tell me that the competition is not too competitive. So there's a chance that I can rank on the first or second page of Amazon without having to use things like Amazon ads, KDP ads, marketing, or any type of advertising. Number two has to do with the demand. There's no point putting a book up on Amazon if no one is interested in it, no one is buying it, and there's just no demand for it. So in order to judge demand, I'm looking for 3 or more KDP books that all have a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or less, because this is going to tell me that the books are selling right now at about 1 sale per day, which means that people are interested, they're buying it, and there's some type of demand here. And number 3, I'm looking for a niche score that validates basically the first 2 steps from Titan's Quick View. And that score I'm looking for is at least 50. So looking at my first step of total results being about 1,000 or less, we can see with Debt Payoff Planner, total results 495, which tells me that there's not a lot of competition here. So this is going to be a good place when you're thinking about competing with other KDP publishers. You're going to have a good chance at getting your book ranked on the first, second page of Amazon without really having to try that hard at all. Now, going through the second step is basically going through each individual product, trying to find KDP books here that have a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or below. And what I do is I skip all of these sponsored products, not only because these are not KDP books, but also because this is where publishers are paying to basically boost the rankings of their books. This is not what I want to see. I want to see the first organic ranking. So this is the one with the overall pick. However, this is not a KDP book. So this is really not a book that I look to compete with because KDP publishers only have a certain amount of options when it comes to publishing. For example, the quality of paper, the type of cover, and these things are limited with Amazon KDP. So I really look only for independently published books. The one right next to it is a KDP book because it says independently published with a bestsellers rank 55,000. So this is the type of book that I'm looking for. Let's look for two more like this. The one right next to it is ranked at 243,000 and we can verify it is independently published. So let's look for one more just like this. This one right here is independently published with a bestsellers rank of 259,000. So those are three books that satisfy the demand portion. This one's at 115,000. This one's at 13,000, 120,000, 80,000, 138,000, 49,000, 251,000. So we see a lot of books here basically spanning the first page of Amazon that all are selling well. And what I see is a lot of KDP books, but also a lot of books that are not KDP books. So it's telling me that KDP books are actually ranking very well with other big publishers. And so this is a good sign to see because you don't want a first page that's basically all these types of books right here, or you're not going to compete with this because you don't have the print production to be able to compete with this type of book. But when I see that there are a lot of KDP books selling well that are mixed in with these types of books, it means that they are competing well against top publishers, bigger publishers that have access to better production, which is always a good sign to see. And then with a niche score of 57, that's above the 50 that I'm looking for. So this is telling me that there's potential for profits here. So let's take a look at one of these books. If we take a look at this book, this is the monthly bill payment tracker, 48 months expense and bill tracker with calendar and debt payoff planner. This book has a 4.3 out of 5. So mainly 5 stars, 69%. However, the next biggest is 16% at 3 stars. So I'd be interested to see what the 3 stars say, if there are any written reviews. And then we see a price of $7.99 and your typical 8.5 by 11 inch type planner and 108 pages in total length. Now, what I like to do is go to this graph by Self-Publishing Titans to check out the historical sales of this book. So this is for the past 30 days. We can see the ups and the downs of this book, where it's selling, where it's not selling as much. We can see that it's maintained its overall ranking of around, let's say 5,000 to about 15,000 BSR. You can see that in this portion right here, it was selling pretty well. It's still selling pretty well right now, but it was a little bit better about last month. And if we go 90 days, we can really see how the performance of this book has been. And I like to go all the way. And as you can see, for the past 6 months, there are points where it didn't sell very well around September, but around the end of December, you can see that it started to sell very, very well. Let's go 1 year. So when it was first published, you can see for about a month, it didn't sell at all. When you see this graph just go up like that, it's not selling at all. I mean, it even went to almost 5 million BSR. And then out of nowhere, it just started to sell and it's been selling very well ever since. And as you can see, this is an evergreen type product because you're not going to see those ups and downs here. Everything is basically streamlined, flatlined, which means that this is an evergreen product that sells year round. Now, if we scroll down to see some A+ content, we can see this is what the interior looks like. there's a monthly goals and calendar, there's a monthly bill payments, and then some more templates here, debt payment tracker, bank account information, some notes, debt payment tracker again, and then the monthly bill payments again. Now, this is gonna be a couple different interiors that you're gonna have to create, but you're really just gonna duplicate your sheets because, for example, this one, the monthly goals with calendar plus bill payment tracker is 94 sheets. So it's basically repeated over and over. And then you have your debt payoff keeper at 6 sheets, bank account info at 2 sheets, extra free pages for note taking. And so this publisher basically laid out their entire book right here, which helps us as publishers because now we know how to create this type of book if we wanted to pursue this niche. Now, when we go down here to try to look at those 3 stars, we're gonna see that this one says could have done the same in a notebook. It's okay, but not a help. I don't really understand this review, but I think it's saying that it could have been in a smaller size. This one says looking forward to using this book. However, I will refrain from putting my PIN number and password next to my account. So this one doesn't like the fact that they're putting their PIN number or sensitive information next to their account. So that's something that you can look into that maybe you can tweak when creating your pages. Now, if we plug that BSR into the book sales calculator, we're going to see that the estimated royalties is about $47 per day, which equates to over $1,400 per month in estimated royalties. From a low content type of book, this is amazing because once it's up on Amazon, Amazon's really going to do the selling for you. They're going to do the customer service, the printing, the shipping, all of that stuff. So this is why we say this is passive income, because once it's up, it's selling. You really don't have to touch it ever again, and it'll continue to sell for a long time. Now, here's another book that's selling pretty well, 4.5 out of 5. This one is strictly a debt payoff planner. And if we look at the interior, we're gonna see how simple this is. As you can see, debt payoff, you have some information right here, and then your spreadsheet, and that's basically all it is, repeated over and over and over and over and over again until the end of the book. So now that we know that there's potential for profits here, there's demand, competition is low. The next part is how to create these interiors. So let me show you how simple it is to make. Now, typically the first place that I go to for my KDP interiors is Creative Fabrica, mainly because it has access to over thousands and thousands of KDP interiors, all that are already formatted. So it pretty much takes all the heavy work out of actually creating these interiors from scratch. But what you don't want to do is grab one of these interiors and just upload it straight onto KDP without doing any modifications. That is the key, is to always, always, always modify your interiors. So I made a search for debt payoff. I filtered it by KDP interiors, and then we see that there is over 102 results found right here. You want to look for these interiors that say Canva editable template, editable Canva template, because this is going to ensure that you're able to load it onto Canva, which is an easy platform to make modifications, and then change things around, modify it and make it original, make it something that it's not the same as what you downloaded off of Creative Fabrica, so you don't get in trouble with Amazon KDP. So for example, I found this one, debt payoff budget tracker bundle Canva. This is a editable Canva template with over 90 plus templates. So if I take a scroll look, I can see there's bank account, appointment schedule, work project plan. There's a lot of things here that I can use to create my very own original book, because I don't have to use every single template here. I can pick and choose 2, 3, 4 templates, modify them, and then just duplicate them to create my book. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. I'm going to show you what it looks like on Canva. So here it is on Canva, and we could take a scroll through all of these interiors. As we can see, there's appointment schedule, meeting schedules, work project plan. There's a lot of interiors here. So if I go ahead and go here and look at this grid view, we can see all of the interiors here. Every single one is different. And so it makes it easy for me because I can pick and choose just a couple ones. But let's start off with the first page right here. Now, since we're printing in black and white, as you can see, there's color here. We have to remove the color. Instead of having this color, I'm just going to choose something gray. And then also I'm going to delete these because I don't really like them. You can change them with whatever elements that you like, but I like something cleaner like this. Now, one of the most important things that you can do to modify your interiors is to change the font. And so I'm going to go here. Instead of this font, I'm going to look for something else. And then what I'll do is I'll just resize it. And then obviously you can rename this. So if your title is Debt Payoff Planner, then you could do something like this, and then maybe resize this a little bit bigger. And then obviously change the color to something grayscale. We're just going to go black and black. And then change this element. So instead of that, we can just change it out really easily. Type in money and just put something a little bit different. And then there you go. That's one way to go ahead and change the look of the book. Now, if we look at this page right here, well, we could easily change this around. What you can do, like I said, you can go ahead and change all the font out and put a different type of font. There you go. Just as easy as that. Now that looks a little bit different. And the other thing that we can do is we can click on these individual boxes right here. And what we can do is we can rearrange the information. So that's another easy way to go about logbooks, planners, or workbooks, is just rearrange the information. So instead of bank here, we could do account holder, put that here. And then this one, we could do bank. Just kind of switch it around. Obviously, this one will be moved over here. This one will be moved over here. Canva makes it easy to be able to do this. So instead of DEBT card, I put debit card. So that's one way to go about modifying these interiors. You could also make your own lines, your own boxes if you wanted to. You could go to elements. You can find a shape right here. You can go ahead and add a border of, let's say, 1, and then go ahead and remove the color right here. And you could go ahead and do this. This is another way to go about this. You can create your own boxes. And the great thing about this is that you can play around with it. So you can add a corner rounding if you wanted to, like that. Just changes the way that it looks. You can change the color if you wanted. You could put a light gray, just like that. You could make the border style thicker if you wanted, just like that. So making your own boxes also will help modify your interior. Now with this one right here, appointment schedule, one easy way to modify this, once again, change the font to a font that is different. And then an easy way to go about this is take your shape, and what you can do is you can just color the columns different colors, and that is enough to modify this interior. So for example, this one, I'm going to do a light gray like this, position it to the back, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do it to every other column. So that's an easy way of modifying this interior. You can also change the values here and swap them. You can change it out for more important information that you want to keep, and just keep doing that for the type of templates that you want to use in your book. So for example, this one, let's say I want to just use a few of these templates. I want the budget tracker, the bank account, and I want so from the 90 plus templates here, I use just a few. So I use the budget tracker, bank account. As you can see, I duplicated it 3 times. Annual bills, monthly budget, I duplicated this 12 times. Annual finances, income tracker, I duplicated this 3 times. The monthly planner, there's a total of 12 on this one. Savings tracker, total of 4. Debt tracker, total of 4. January, February, all the months' finances. The expense tracker, total of 4. Debt snowball, total of 4. Bill tracker, total of 4. Weekly check-in, financial goals, total of 4. Savings jar, total of 4. Goals and reflections, total of 4. And then upcoming expenses, total of 4. So total pages, 109 pages. And once you modify one of the templates, then all you have to do is duplicate it. And it becomes very easy to actually finish off this book and have it ready for Amazon KDP. All you'd have to do is hit share, hit download, download as a PDF print, select all pages, and for the color profile, use RGB if you're using the free Canva. But if you're paying for Pro, use CMYK. This is the absolute best option. And then hit download. Don't forget about my KDP royalty roadmap, which is your step-by-step guide from beginning to end. helping you create low and medium content books on Amazon KDP. So if you haven't checked it out already, the link is down below. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, as well as follow me on all my socials at JeffsEtLife. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.